interesting. I discovered that my poorest grades were in organic chemistry. I was getting A1. In Jocelyn, we had A1, we had A2, and we had A3 grades. So I was getting A's, A1, A2, A3, all the other chemistry courses. But my worst grades were in organic chemistry. I was getting B1 and B2 in organic chemistry. Well, I never had a C, thank God. So, yes, and I was getting B in organic chemistry. I'm like, what is this about organic chemistry? That really bothered me. It was such, to me, it was a setback. It set back my CGPA to have been maybe something higher. It would have been in first class still.
Is the Institute of Procurement, Environmental and Social Standard. IPES is a product of a World Bank assisted project known as SPECI. SPECI stands for Sustainable Procurement, Environmental and Social Standard Enhancement Projects. For the past 5 years and counting, IPES have been dedicated to producing a critical mass of well-trained and skilled professionals in key areas of the procurement management, environmental sustainability, and sustainable social development. You want to know more about what we do here at IPES? Kindly hit the web address down at the description box below, and you'll get to know a lot more about what we do here at IPES. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel. You do not want to miss out on the exciting, interesting, and inspiring programs we have lined up for you week in, week out on your favorite channel. Well, my name is Oge Ozili and I'm proud your host. You know what they say, the quality of life you have today is as a result of the decisions you have made so far. Life is full of choices, therefore, decision making is everybody's business. Today we have something very educative for you on this channel, decision making and career choice. We have so many young people who are out there who struggle with the decision of what to study in a higher institution. Some for reasons that they are multi-talented, good at many things, while some others feel that they're not good at so many things. Now, I use the word feel because nobody is all-rounder. So, we also have adults who find themselves at such crossroads, not knowing what to narrow in or not knowing what to specialize in, and not even sure if where they find themselves today is the right place they should be. Amazingly, we have someone very exceptional in our midst today, someone who has picked her career excellently well. We're talking about no other person but the first professor of agrochemistry in Nigeria. She's right here with us. Many years ago, she made a decision to become a trained teacher. In this video, we're going to find out if she has any regrets as to this decision she made many years ago. She is also a very skilled and well-experienced project manager. She is the center leader and director of the Institute of Procurement, Environmental and Social Standards. She is also a mentor, a role model, and inspiration to many people within and outside the shores of this country. It is my honor to welcome Professor Lami Nnamoni. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. We are super happy and excited. We are grateful. We are honored to have you join us on the show despite your busy schedule. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, the pleasure is mine. I'm so happy to be here.
Can you kindly tell us about yourself, your career journey, maybe a little bit about your childhood experience, and what exactly influenced your choice of career? To become a trained teacher. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I should introduce myself, tell you about my career journeys. my childhood experiences. That would be a whole book, but I'm going to make it really simple.
Thank you.
So, you know my name is Lami Angela Namoni, PMP. I'm a professor of agrochemistry, and so my academic journey, like you asked, of course, primary school in Ilorin, Kwara State, Kesunobi Primary School, and then graduated from there. I went to Federal Government College, Kano, where I got my West African School certificate. Okay, yes, far away Kano. And then from Kano, I had my first degree in the University of Jos, a Bachelor of Science, Education, Chemistry, where I came out with the first class. And then, after that, I went for my master's in the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and I came out as the best graduating student in chemistry with a CGPA of 3.91 out of 4. At that time, Nsukka was doing using the 4-point grade point average. So after my master's, I then registered for my PhD. But after the first year of my PhD, I got the Commonwealth Scholarship, and then I went to England, Durham University, to do the PhD research. It was split site, so my PhD was split site. Some of it here in Nigeria, in the University of Agriculture then, now Joseph Sawataka. So some of it in the university here, the coursework, and then the research work, I did it in England, and then I earned my PhD in agrochemical technology. Now, of course, my coursework PhD is the reason I got this job here, because in the coursework I had a 5.0 CGPA, 5.0 out of 5.0. That was why the Vice Chancellor at the time, Professor Ayase, gave me automatic employment. The rest, they say, is history. And so I am here, and I am a lover of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I love getting girls into STEM. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And not just getting girls into STEM, but keeping them there. Because you discover that girls come into science sometimes. The statistics is still very low, abysmally low. You don't have girls in STEM. So that's my passion. But then some girls come in and they drop out. We call that, the leaky pipeline. So we also encourage those that are in STEM to remain there and progress. So that is my passion. And yes, I think that about covers the questions you asked.
Yes. Well, that's really quite a lot. While growing up, were there key moments or people that influence your choice in the career that you are in now? People, persons, or moments that made a difference?
Thank you very much for the question. Yeah, there were lots of such moments. Yeah, like when I was in secondary school, of course, you know, when you're graduating at the end of secondary school, you write the JAM, Joint Admission Board exam. So my principal at the time wanted his best students to do medicine. But I said, no, I'm not going to do medicine. I want to teach chemistry. I want to do chemistry, not just do chemistry. But do chemistry and teach chemistry. I had a role model. My chemistry teacher, Mrs. Vargas, she was just such an inspiration. I liked the grasp she had on chemistry. She was just the embodiment of what I wanted to be. So that it was while I was in the secondary school that I made up my mind I want to teach chemistry.
Oh, in secondary
school.
Okay.
Yes, that was when I made up my mind. And so at the end, my principal tried to make me write medicine. I'm like, no. Secondly, I didn't like the sight of blood. Or I don't like being in the hospital setting. So I didn't see myself doing medicine. So that's why I went in for chemistry education. And when I got into university, at that time, it was like, people that I noticed, people that have been teaching, I would come for in-service training, come come and do education. So what's this small girl looking for in education? Go back, go to chemistry, single honors. In fact, one of my lecturers, I'll mention his name, Professor Shambi, I saw him last year. He said, when I said, do you remember me? He said, oh, I know you very well. Are you not the little girl who went to chemistry education instead of being in chemistry single honors, you know? And I told him I had this passion to teach chemistry. And so it's my chemistry teacher who inspired me, and there has been no regrets at all. No regrets. I have enjoyed teaching since I became a teacher. So after my BSc education, subsequent degrees were in chemistry, because you need to know the subject matter that you continue teaching. So I love teaching. In fact, take me away from the classroom and I'm in trouble. I just love teaching. And I have not had any regrets, like I said, because when Benue State celebrated World Teachers Day for the first time in 1997, I was the best teacher of the year. The first best teacher of the year for the whole of Benue State. It was then the military administrator, Isa Kutambora, at IBB Square. I shook the governor. That was a big deal. And I got best teacher of the year. So there has been no regrets. It gives me fulfillment. There is this satisfaction I get when I see the students I taught doing well out there and making their marks in society. So it's just my passion. It's my passion. I love teaching. Yes, no regrets.
Wow, that's quite a passion, I want to say. Wow, thank you so much, ma'am. Prof, as you were talking, you mentioned your chemistry teacher. From what I heard you say he really played a vital role in modeling you, making you the person you are today. Can you tell us, using your chemistry teacher,
yes,
the roles mentors or role models play in the lives of students as regards their making choices in their careers?
Okay. Well, thank you so much. First of all, we need to know the difference between a role model and a mentor. Yeah. A role model is someone you aspire to be like, someone that motivates you. Okay? A role model can be a superstar, a movie star, an actor, an author of a book, or somebody you see out there far. Okay? Someone you are inspired to be like, somebody that motivates you to bring the best, to be the best that you can be. Now, a mentor is someone that gives you active support in a specific part of your life, in a specific area of your life, maybe professional, subject matter, somebody advises you. So, a role model is like a big far, okay? A role model can become your mentor if you have contact with them. Contact doesn't have to be face to face. You have contact, remote contact. It's a virtual world we live in now. But if you've never interacted with someone, you cannot call that person your mentor. That person remains your role model. Your role model can become your mentor. So, you see, statistics has revealed that the low, enrollment of girls in science is tied to the fact that girls don't even see role models, that they can to inspire them, that they can look up to. That's why part of what I do is to get medical doctors, female engineers, female professors, come and speak to these girls in secondary school. Tell them that, oh, you are a wife, you are a mother, and you are a scientist. If I can do it, so can they. So role modeling is such a critical aspect of life, especially among people. It helps career choice. So my chemistry teacher was my role model, and that's so. And it has also happened in my life too. Many of my students, most of them go into chemistry careers, not just pure chemistry, but chemical engineering, chemistry this, chemistry that, biotech, and all of that. And they say, man, this impact you've had on our lives is because of you, because of the way you taught us chemistry that we are in medicine. It's because of the way you taught me chemistry that I'm in this and that and the other. So that gives me boundless joy, I can tell you. Wow, yes.
Okay, from what you have said, that means we can say that everyone who intends to be successful in life needs a mentor or a role model.
Okay? Yeah, you will not be wrong if you say that. And that is what the secondary schools take charge of by providing guidance counselors. So the guidance counselors serve as mentors to the students on a general note. They talk to you about what you can do and all of that, because career choice is not just about the subjects you study. There are many factors that affect a young person, a student, the student's choice of what he or she wants to be. You understand? There are intrinsic factors, internal factors. Okay, that's to do with the child's intelligence, your disposition, your personality. If you're a very quiet, very introverted person and you want to go and be a motivational speaker, you are headed for failure. You have to be a talkative. You have to know how to talk. You can learn it, So your passion, your aptitude, those things are internal to you. So there are internal factors. These internal factors affect the career choice. And there are external factors too, like parental influence, societal influence, market forces, the environment, even cultural factors. There are stereotypes, there are cultural stereotypes. This is a girl area. No. Home management. You are a boy, you want to go and read home management. It's a lie. So such stereotypes. Meanwhile, there are home management, there are boys, babes that are read home management and they are thriving and doing very well. And there are female engineers, female medical doctors, female tractor drivers, female pilots, and whatever. So these are it's an interplay of these factors and many more.
I must really say thank you for explaining that difference between a mentor and a role model, because I've personally interacted with people who use those words interchangeably without paying attention to if there's a difference between them. So I thank you very much for answering that. Alright, ma'am. Looking at the Nigerian economy we find ourselves in today, which is a very big factor in many things, what would you advise a young person who is torn in between choosing whether to pursue his or her passion, or choosing if he or she should pursue economic prospects?
Oh, thank you, Oge.
You need to balance the both.
Okay. Thank you, Oge, for this question. The choice between passion and money, simply put, when you're talking about career choice, is as old as time. It's as old as time. It didn't start today, it did not end today. We'll continue talking. People will be torn between, should I choose my passion when I'm talking about career choice? Or should I choose the one that will bring bread on my table? It's as old as time. You understand? There are many advantages and disadvantages to both of them. Of course, when you pursue your passion, there is a saying that if you do what you love doing as a job, if you are paid for what you love doing, then you are on a roller coaster for the rest of your life. Like me, because I love teaching. Teaching is my passion, and I'm paid to teach. So I so enjoy my life. I am so happy with what I'm doing. I don't get burnout. I can give my best without feeling stressed, because I am earning money on my passion. So you can't really address someone, and draw a line and say, no, go for what. Parents will always tell you, you want to go and read this course. What will you eat? Will you put bread on your table? Many parents want to read all these professional courses and this and that. What are you going to do with chemistry? A degree in chemistry. What would you do with it? How would it better your life? So parents will say that. But motivational speakers, TED Talks will tell you, follow your passion. But if your passion doesn't bring bread on your table, in fact, if a young girl wants to get married, one of the questions the parents will ask is, what is the job that the young man is doing? Is he able to feed you? Do you get the point? I'm not going to mention any course. Let me mention my own. You say he has a degree in chemistry. How will he, in chemistry, put food on your table? You know, things like that. So they want you to marry someone who has, read the professional courses and all. So there has to be a balance. You know, you can do both. You can do both. You can choose a course that is, is hot in the market, but will put bread on it. Like I said, I'm lucky. If you are in IT, if IT is your passion, in this 21st century, you're good to go. Because IT brings money, to your table. You get the point. So you need to be able to balance the two and make a choice. That's why the role of mentors and the role of advisors and all of that. Yes.
Thank you. Please, Prof, can you tell us some of the common pitfalls or mistakes that people make when they're trying to decide on a career to choose, and ways they can avoid such mistakes? Thank you.
Mistakes in career choices. I think some of the things are tied to the factors that affect career choice. For example, if you pursue your parents' dreams instead of your own dream, that's danger. And what do I mean by this? Maybe there's a parent out there who wanted to be a medical doctor, and he didn't make it. He didn't become. He's not a medical doctor, and then he wants his son to read medicine, so that the son will fulfill his dream. And secondly, maybe he believes medical doctors are respected in society. Medical doctors shovel in the money. So I want to be called Papa Doctor, Mama Doctor. So my daughter must read medicine. Now, if a child goes to secondary school and discovers her aptitude is not in medicine, and then goes to read medicine because my parents want me to read medicine, that is a serious mistake. You understand? Because the child might not enjoy it. It's not her passion. Maybe she doesn't have the aptitude for it. She might not even do well in it and all of that. So there are several other pitfalls tied to this as well. I've heard a story. It's been told that a parent wanted a father wanted the son to read medicine, but the boy wanted to do IT. So he went, obedient child, he went to school, read medicine, came out with MBBS, and went home, gave the certificate to his father. Dad, this is your degree. And the boy wrote down again and went back to university and read the course of his choice. I mean, what bigger mistake? Waste of time, waste of energy, waste of money. What bigger mistake than that can there be? So there are several, and then there is peer pressure as well. Peer pressure. Oh, my friends are all reading statistics, so I want to do statistics. My friends are all reading theatre arts. Maybe my passion is in history, but everybody is reading physics. I want to read physics. Peer pressure. So we need to be able to, a student that is at the crossroads wanting to be in career choice should just be very objective. That's why the guidance or mentors and counselors are there, so that you are not swayed by peer pressure. You're not swayed by your parents' fulfillment of your parents' dreams. You're not overly conscious of socioeconomic factors. You have to be able to balance your passion, your aptitude with the job market. Because we live in a society where it's still a certificate-based society, and what you can get on the table is tied to choice. Because somehow, yeah.
We have had so many issues like that, where parents push their children into living their own dreams that they were not able to do.
Okay.
That's really not. It doesn't help the child. So somehow, because of the way the world is changing, and aside that, we have people, like I said at the beginning, where people are not sure if they are in the right path or if they are studying the right thing. So you have a shift or a change or somebody trying to change course in what he or she was studying. How common do we have that happening, especially in these times? And what advice will you give to someone who is at that, let me use the word crossroad, at that point where he or she wants to make a choice, or wants to change, or wants to shift in terms of career, in terms of in their fields?
Yeah. Thank you so much for that question. You see, the only constant thing in life is change. Change. So, if you discover you made a mistake and you want to change, why not? Go ahead. No matter the time. If you and let me use myself as an example. You know, a man with experience cannot be at the expense of a man with knowledge. The experience I have had is that, like, my first degree was in BSc Education Chemistry. I changed into chemistry, pure chemistry for my master's. For my PhD, I changed into agrochemistry, balancing my passion for agricultural science with the market forces, because the whole world is gravitating towards agrochemistry. They're using chemistry to solve agricultural problems, contemporary agricultural problems, and all of that. Not only that, I have been a member of the chemistry department in this university, but I changed from chemistry department to environmental sustainability. So all this is change. And if change is informed, but society is changing. We will talk, I believe, we will talk about what AI is doing about career choices. So society is changing. If you discover you need to change, you navigate it properly in such a way that you do not suffer, and seek advice from people that know a bit better than you. For example, still using myself as an example, I'm a professor of agrochemistry, but because I found myself in project management, I'm the project manager of the World Bank sponsored project in my university. I now decided to validate my role as a project manager by really knowing this project management business. And then I went and studied and passed the toughest and most widely acclaimed certification exam, the Project Management Professional Exam. That's why I introduced myself as Lami Namono, PMP. PMP is the peak of project management. That certification exam is globally recognized. There are smaller ones, but once you're project management professional, you can manage any project all over the world. So that's the story of change. You change. It's not as if I'm no longer a professor of chemistry, but I'm also a project manager. That's because that is where the world is moving to. There will be a desire for project managers, like a lot more than 160% of what we have now in the next 5 years. So that's if you're navigating change, it's encouraged. Don't think nothing should be set in concrete. You should navigate it in such a way that the student does not suffer as it's changing.
I must say congratulations on your achievement.
Thank you.
So that means that it's very okay to want to change line in your career. It doesn't mean that you don't know what you are doing in life. It doesn't mean that you're confused. It means that you are trying to do something better, or you're trying to find your footing. I must say thank you so much for explaining that again.
Thank you.
Right. You mentioned IT as you were talking. How do you think advancement in technology and globalization are influencing career choices today? Seeing that we are already in an AI world where everything is changing. How does it influence the way people make choices when it comes to career?
Yeah. I mean, to say that artificial intelligence is affecting career choices I think it's a bit of an understatement. It has taken over the career window, so to say. Like, of course, we know that we are beginning to see the end of non-AI assisted even project management, for example. AI has taken over the world, so to say. Technology as well has taken over. Many people are going to be thrown out of jobs. It's been surveys have been revealed. Surveys have revealed that more than 40% of people's skills are going to be disrupted before the year 2030. More than 40%. Some skills that we think are super or have been super are now no longer relevant because of the advancement in technology, because of the fact that AI. For example, we're beginning to see the end of, shop assistants, human shop assistants. You check out yourself. We're beginning to see the end of people checking you in at the airports. In fact, I did not know Heathrow Airport late November. You did self-checking. We're beginning to see the end of assistants at petrol filling stations. So these are things you begin to do for yourself. But we'll now begin to see like drone pilots. We'll begin to see data scientists. We're going to be seeing database analysts. We're going to be seeing statisticians and lots more. Because now people are studying cyber security, threat intelligence, and all of that. This is what we have come into. So there is a kind of refining. People need to be upskilling and reskilling. By reskilling, I'm talking about developing skills that you didn't have before. I was talking to a cousin of mine, last week. He called. He said, I said, so how's your work? He said, oh, he has no work yet to that. What are you doing? He says, when people set up fish ponds and they need his assistance, they call him. It's an ad hoc thing. So I said, have you improved yourself? Do you know anything about computers? And he said, no. You just got your BSc from university, you are doing fish pond. Nobody will employ you, even fish ponding, so to say. You can make it easy by, computer technology and all of that. So go get yourself, improve yourself, learn computer, go hard, you understand? So we have come to a stage where, technology has changed the face of several things. So if you think you just get a BSc degree, in my time a BSc degree ends your job, but now it's no longer like that. You have to add on to, you have to reskill, develop new skills, and upskill. That is, improve on the skills you already have. Right now, I am doing a course on generative AI in project management. How to use generative AI to manage projects as a project management professional. So this is the effect it has, on the choice of careers. Like a young person, I was giving a career talk one day to secondary students, and one of them asked me that, see, she has this passion, she wants to read robotics engineering, but that in Nigeria, when she reads robotics engineering, where will she work? She's a very intelligent, very bright, and so market forces, passion, the balance, all of that. But of course, we cannot, reduce the fact that technology and AI has changed the face of the career. And when you're talking of technology and AI, you're talking about the future of work and the work of the future. The future of work is what we've just described. Now, because of the advent of AI, you see that the 5 days a week work is going to be drastically reduced. A number of countries have even tried the 4-day work week, like China, United Arab Emirates. They've tried the 4-day work week. You get the point. So work weeks are going to reduce from 5 or 6 days to 3 or 4. And of course, work hours. Usually you say you work 40 hours. It's been drastically reduced. Not because of COVID-19, but because of the advent of AI and the use of technology. People are working remotely from home. You don't have to go to the offices anymore and all of that. So the work of the future, a lot of reskilling and upskilling is necessary. And that's definitely will affect our career choices.
Upskilling and reskilling, very important. As we go into the technology world, new jobs are better.
That's true.
That means that you have to continue upskilling and reskilling. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Would you say there are strategies or framework or processes someone can take, or that you will recommend if someone will make a decision? Like, what should someone consider when trying to make a decision when it comes to career?
Yeah, you have to ask, be true to yourself. Be true to yourself, that's the first thing. Don't live somebody else's life. Don't choose a career for someone else. And just be true to yourself. Because it's your life. You know, what do you enjoy doing? What would you spend the rest of your life doing? You know, you have to enjoy it. So there wouldn't be something cast in concrete. There will be no straitjackets, framework, so to say. These factors that we mentioned before, just take them into consideration and then think of what you enjoy doing. Then that will give you fulfillment. You know, a lot of people's mental health is being impacted negatively because they are not doing what they enjoy doing. So they see work as drudgery, as torture. But the young people, the Gen Z and the millennials, if you see them doing what they enjoy doing, it's like they are just catching fun and they get paid for it. So there will be no hard and fast rule. Consider what you enjoy doing. Consider your aptitude. Seek advice from mentors, people that know it better, and then just be honest and true to yourself. And you'll be fine. Yeah.
Okay, that answers that question. How significant is higher institutions, the universities, polytechnics in choosing a career or helping someone choose a career?
You know why I laughed? Someone said there's a saying that education is a scam. That degree is a scam. My late younger brother used to say when I was trying to compel him to go and get a university degree, he pointed at this beautiful house and said, the person who pays this didn't get a university degree. The person who pays that didn't get a university degree. So what are you telling me? So he was talking only of the economic aspect, market forces, what will bring money to me. That it's not school that will bring money to him, so I shouldn't talk to him about school, that kind of thing. So, we're back to the same kind of story. It has to be the balance. It has to be a balance between. The question is whether.
How does the university and polytechnics
whether they help?
How they play? What role do they play in career choice?
By the time you are getting into the university, you have already almost made a choice of who you want to be. So if you are waiting for the university to help you, I think you are not helping yourself. Because when you are coming to the university, you have already picked a discipline. You get the point. So, but the university still has, the counseling department. If you think you need to change, you go there and change. But in the universities, in tertiary institutions, you can still change your courses. If you discover you're not very good at this, you made a mistake, like you said, you can go and tell, the university management. They ask you to go and see the guidance counseling unit, and then you can change. People have been changing. Change courses, change departments, change discipline, and so they help. Universities help. Even though by the time you're there, you should have you should have formed an idea of what you want. But you can still change. Change can come in time because passions change.
Yes.
People's passions change. You get the point? Like my passion when I was growing up was I wanted to be in the Air Force. In fact, I got the form, and it was just that my father refused to fill the form. Otherwise, I just loved them for their uniform, just that light blue color. So as a child, that kind of thing. That was before the passion for teaching came, So passions change, and it still changes for adults as well, not just for students, for children. Yeah.
Where you or someone who you mentored, or you as a person, where you faced a setback or a challenge during your career, and what lessons you were able to pick out from this challenge or setback? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I wouldn't want to talk about the setback of someone else, so it won't look like exposing what my mentees share with me in private, okay? But I'll use my own experience, like a setback. Like when I was in university, I don't know if this fits your question. When I was in university, I discovered that my poorest grades were in organic chemistry. I was getting A1. In Jocelyn, we had A1, we had A2, and we had A3 grades. So I was getting A's, A1, A2, A3 in all the other chemistry courses. But my worst grades were in organic chemistry. I was getting B1 and B2 in organic chemistry. Well, I never had a C, thank God. So, yes, and I was getting in organic chemistry. I'm like, what is this about organic chemistry? That really bothered me. It was to me, it was a setback. It set back my CGPA. It would have been maybe something higher. It would have been a first class still, but it bothered me. And you asked me what lessons came out of it. Do you know what that did for me? I saw organic chemistry as a nut to be cracked. And it was my poor grades in organic chemistry during my first degree that made me now study organic chemistry for my master's. I said, I must crack this nut. And that was why I registered for organic chemistry. And I did synthetic organic chemistry. And do you know what? I cracked the nut. I came out as the best graduating student in the MSc. So I now mastered organic chemistry. That was a problem for me during my years. So when you have a setback, that's the essence of sharing this. Don't see it as a negative thing. Let it inspire you. There is a book I read, Failing Forward. When you fail, you use that failure to push forward. I tell my students, when you have a career plan, it's not a death sentence. It simply tells you that's when you fail a course and you are asked to do it again. It simply tells you there's another way to do it. You can do it again and pass. The way you did it the first time is not the best. You can do it again. That's what career plan means. It's not a death sentence. It's not a stamp that you are incapable of passing. It's not a stamp that you are an idiot. It's not a stamp that you can't do well. It simply means do it again, and there is a better way to do this. That is the lesson that came out for me.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes.
What legacy do you intend to leave behind in your career as a person of excellence and of your career?
Yes, legacy. You see, I have gotten to the peak of my career, to the glory of God, because I'm a fellow of the Chemical Society of Nigeria. I'm a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Chemists of Nigeria. I'm a fellow of the Science Teachers Association of Nigeria, and I'm a project management professional. So, to the glory of God, I give all the glory to God that I've gotten to the peak of my career. It's God who took me there. So the legacy, the challenge, what I want to let people know about me is that no man ever drowns in his own sweat. You can't drown in your own sweat. Work hard, and hard work pays. Hard work pays. That is what I want to tell us. When we're choosing career, we should not go and look for a career that will be easy peasy. Something I'll sleep through the day and morning will start flowing into my room. Things don't happen like that. Hard work still pays. And there's no food for this man. So that's what I want to be remembered for. That she worked hard, she worked smart, and she also, relaxed smart. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bob, for being here. Alright, with that, we have come to the end of this program. If you gain something from this program, this will be a good time to like and comment. Let's know what you think. Let's know your challenge. Professor Lami will be watching. Let's know your challenges. You can ask questions in the comment section as well. And this is also a good video to share to people who are in need of it. JAM will be coming up very soon. So people are going to be needing this kind of videos to help them make their choices when it comes to career. Okay, Prof, what would you give as your final words to those watching, as this is what you should take out of this video? Even if you forget anything, don't forget these things that I'm about to say.
Yes, my last word would be that my email will be in the description box.
Okay, wow.
You can always contact me, because I would like to discuss one-on-one with you over WhatsApp calls or emails or whatever. Treat every case on its own merit. If you feel like it's a choice, it's voluntary. If you want to reach me by email, feel free, so that we can talk about your choices and where you are if you need advice. That will be my last word, and I would just like to say, you can do it. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much for making our time to be here. Despite your busy schedule, we are super grateful. Thank you so much, and we hope to have you again and again on this channel. Thank you so much. Alright, with that, we've come to the end of this educative episode. This would be a good time to like and comment. Professor Lami said her email will be at the comment section. Please reach out to her if you have a challenge. And for our winners, you'll be contacted in 48 hours and invited to IPES for your awards and trainings. Till next time, we'll be having another interesting episode. Keep making the right decisions. My name is Obiozide. Bye.